And we are live? Yeah, we're live. Hey everyone, welcome to the LongTransaction podcast. I haven't done one of these in a couple of weeks. I usually do these. Some of you guys might not know I've had a podcast. It's not very great, but if you like listening to me talk for 45 minutes about nothing, strap yourself in. This podcast is not strictly FIFA related. If you go to my second channel and listen to some of the other podcasts, you'll notice that most of them actually aren't FIFA related. Like usually I touch up on FIFA at some point in the podcast just because it's a thing I play almost every day. And like there's nothing else for me to talk about. What do you want me to talk about? The World War? All of them? I'm putting this on the main channel today because I don't have because I can't think of a video idea. I mean, well, actually, I was gonna do like Fortnite or something. If you haven't been paying attention, some of you guys haven't. Maybe, I don't know. I've been trying to do this thing where I do a whole video every day for 2 weeks. We're almost a whole week through. Did I start this on Sunday or Monday? I don't remember when I started it, but Monday and I believe, was it last Sunday and Monday? Yeah, it was last Sunday and Monday. I actually did like different kinds of videos. Like I reacted to the FIFA subreddit, and then I reacted to something else. I reacted to mean comments. That's what it was. And I think those videos are funny, but they don't get many views, do they? And I don't care about the views so much. It's just I mention this on like every single podcast. I want to always entertain as many people as possible. And if I just look at like what the last thing was in terms of the most views, then it's going to be it's always a buy or nah. And so then on like Tuesday, Wednesday and Friday, yeah, wait, today's Saturday. Holy crap. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday, I did buy or nahs, basically. Thursday, I did a pack opening. I'm just trying to keep the train rolling. I thought that I would become more creative if I kept doing this. Thus far, I don't think I've done it, really. But there's a whole another week ahead, boys. And who knows? Maybe you guys didn't know I had a podcast. Maybe you're not... Maybe you'll listen to it. I should stop selling myself short. You know what? I've done the FIFA channel. The thing is, podcasts, I don't think podcasts are that funny if it's just one person. The only, like, I've mentioned this before on a very long if this is your first podcast, this is all interesting to you, but if you've actually been listening to several podcasts, you're like, he just repeats the same thing every single time. And then we've reached that point where it's meta because I'm talking about stuff I already talked about, and then I'm pointing that out. But I'm pointing out the fact that I'm talking about stuff I've already talked about. I bought new shoes today. Podcasts need multiple people, I think. Or there needs to be a story. I'm going to just make this a story podcast. No, okay. I bought new shoes today. I'll talk about the new shoes later. Let's get back to that. But I was mentioning, the whole point of that, talking about how I don't always talk about FIFA, was... because I'm going to talk about FIFA right now. You may have been wondering where the Weekend League live stream is. And I know some of you guys really like the Weekend League live stream. But I've realized that the Weekend League makes me hate everything. I think the Weekend League, like, seriously affects my mental health. That's kind of an exaggeration, but also I don't think it is. Because... if you go back to last week, 1 week ago, I did a live stream and I was getting so triggered. Like I know some people like the patch. I don't like the patch. Just my personal opinion. Not a big fan of the patch. Thinks it makes the game kind of boring. Everyone just parks the bus. Everyone has insane teams. I don't think I have a pretty decent team in my opinion. I was playing with Rashford, player of the month. I have him on loan. The 85 Jesus card, which is pretty good. 84 Josh King, second in form. Robert Firmino, Bobby, who's like, it's not his inform, it's not a foot miss or anything, but it's a decent card. Christmas Torreira, under Herrera, inform Robertson, Sanchez, Bailey, Bailly. I don't know who my right back is. Oh, Pereira, and then like Lloris. So obviously it could use improvements, but that's a pretty good team, and it's just I get blown out of the water by everyone, and I was watching Megabit. If you don't know who Megabit is, he's a professional FIFA player. He's German, and he's in all the weekend leagues I've ever watched. He streams most of them, I think, and I'll pop in just to see, because he's not very loud. He's not like a angry FIFA streamer, YouTuber. In every single stream that I've watched, he's always been like at most one loss. He goes undefeated several weekend leagues, and he's just one of the best players in the world. Now, I don't think that I'm a great player. I don't think that if I had an incredible team that I would go undefeated, that I'd be a professional FIFA YouTube or FIFA player, because I don't think I'm that good at the game. But what he kept pointing out, and he had 4 losses. He was like 21-4, which is just unheard of for a professional FIFA player. What he just kept pointing out in German, so I probably didn't understand all of it, but everything is automatic. It's just done by the computer. There's so many things that FIFA, it's like you don't have control. You're playing with 11 players and you can only control one of them. When you think about it, can that game ever really be competitive? Can FIFA actually become competitive? I don't think it really can, as long as it stays the way it is. And I know that you can get better at FIFA, but I look at something like, I play a lot of Fortnite. All right, I used to play more Fortnite. I don't play as much as I used to, but I like to improve at things. And with Fortnite, I got to a point where I'd say I'm average or like above average. Like if I play a solo pop-up cup, which is like the weekend league kind of, I'll probably get to 20-ish points. Like when they had the Winter Royale and anyone could qualify, I was at 22 points. And to qualify and actually compete, you had to get like 28. So I wasn't great, and I was getting kind of lucky, but I wasn't really too far off, which was pretty good for me. And since that point, I've improved. But the way that you improve, it's like you know what to do. You build, you go into playground mode, you build. You get Kovacs, which I got, which is an aim trainer, and you just grind that. So you know what you're supposed to do. With FIFA, I have no idea what I'm supposed to do. I just need to spend more money and get a better team. But I don't want to do that. That's not competitive. That's just, can you spend the most money? I know that's kind of realistic in real life football. Like, Man City wasn't good, then they just got injected with cash. Chelsea wasn't good, they got injected with cash. PSG got injected with billions of dollars and suddenly bought two of the most expensive players. And that means that they perform better. But at the base level, at the most granular level, you're still having to play and compete. You can't just, like, Neymar can't just buy the most expensive boots or a new foot, or a new sister who has a birthday in the middle of the summer, and he's suddenly good. Like, he has to work on the skills. So that's why in the summer of 2018, I wasn't posting FIFA because it was at the point where it's not that interesting. I remember this was like July and August. I was getting really bored and really antsy, and I wanted to play FIFA, and I just was waiting until September because I wanted to post FIFA videos, because my channel was kind of just stale. Nothing was going on. I didn't have anything to post. I didn't feel like posting reaction videos because it's just not the kind of content I want to do. But then I don't want to put in so much effort for a video and then post it and then like 100 people watch it. So I was getting really antsy and just wanted to play FIFA, and I told myself, and sometimes I tell myself things and I just forget about it. Like I'll be like, I'm going to do this year, and then I'll forget it. But this thing stuck in my head, and it was, I'm going to play a ton of FIFA and I'm going to get really good, and I'm going to become like at worst Elite 2 or Elite 1. I've only hit Elite 3 once, and if anything, I've just gotten worse at FIFA since this patch. Like, I could get gold 1 pretty easily pre-patch, and now I don't think I'm going to get it. I'm 14-6 right now. So on pace for it, I think, but like I've just been getting really lucky in some of these games. I don't think I'm actually good at FIFA anymore. My team's not good enough to compete with people. And where was I going with this? If you never watched the podcast, I always forget where I'm going. I think I'm stupid. Like, I think I'm kind of dumb. There's so many things going on in my head. Also, if you've never seen the podcast, you're like, wow, he acts a lot different in long form videos. Where was I going with that whole thing? Oh yeah, I wanted to grind FIFA and I wanted to get better at it. And that was my thing. I was like, I'm going to play FIFA. I'm going to just play FIFA, because I was playing so much Fortnite. And I was like, you know what? Instead of focusing on Fortnite, why don't I focus on what people come to the channel for, which is FIFA. But it's like, it does my head in. It's making me... Last weekend, because of how angry I got, I wrote, like, I changed the title of the stream from like No Rage Weekend League or something stupid to I Quit FIFA, which actually got a lot of views. I should just clickbait everything. Clickbaiting works, and I should do it more often. Yeah, man, I don't know. FIFA, like, it's hard when you... If the reason that I've been trying to do different kinds of videos is because I don't want to play FIFA for the rest of my life. I want to entertain you guys, which is also why I've decided not to stream, because if I stream, then it takes a lot of energy. Also, to be honest, a lot of you guys in chat are awesome, and I really like it when you hang out with me in chat. But then there's always, and this shouldn't happen, I shouldn't let it get under my skin, but there's always like a couple of trolls. And they come in and they might say something kind of weird, kind of just edgelordy, and I'm like, it's hard because I'm playing, and you have to concentrate when you play FIFA. But then I'm also trying to read chat. So I'll be playing and I'll be in the middle of an intense game, and I don't get tilted I don't get mad at all in real life. Like, I never get mad. FIFA is the only thing that ever makes me mad. Fortnite does not make me mad at all. I die in Fortnite, I'm like, yeah, I probably deserved it. Even though Fortnite's not the most competitive game, I think it's more competitive than FIFA. If I die to something kind of stupid, I'm like, well, that's dumb. But I don't get actually mad. With FIFA, I just feel like I don't have control of the players, and I feel like I'm ice skating. And it's like you're battling against the computer. You're battling against the computer who's on your side, but just doing stupid things. So anyway, if I do a live stream and then like someone pops up in chat and like annoys me, and they're like, people, I don't know why this is, people just like to say stupid things just to trigger you. And that's like their way of getting entertainment. And because I'm a smaller channel, I don't want to just immediately ban people, which I think I should. Like, if I'm going to do more live streams, if someone just says something which is kind of like borderline, I need to drop the ban hammer. I'm too lenient. And then so what will happen is they'll say something kind of edgy, and I'll be like, yeah, that's borderline. I don't really want to be the kind of guy who's like, no, you cannot say that. That does not follow my rules. And then just ban everyone, because first of all, I don't like banning people in general, but also I don't want to ban potential viewers, because I want to get as many people to watch the streams. So then after they say that, they're like, oh, I guess I can get away with that. And then they'll say something a little bit worse, and I'll be like, okay, that's a yellow card for you, another one. And then they'll just like, this is what this one guy did. He spammed a bunch of just like racist stuff in chat. And the spam filter picks it up, but I still have to see it. And I'm like, well, why are you doing that? And then it like ruins the whole chat for me, so I can't read it. And people will actually be talking, but then I'll just see like a bunch of slurs. And I'm like, what are you doing? Who are you, like, are you trying to just annoy me? That's like, I was playing a guy on, it's just an hour ago in Weekend League. just calm. Like we're just chilling, playing weekend league, and I score a couple goals. He scores one goal, then he scores a goal to equalize, so it's 2-2. And then he just like he runs to the halfway line and shushes me, and I'm like, well, that's kind of weird. I don't get why you're doing that. And then I score a goal, then he scores a goal, then he runs to the halfway line and he shushes me, and then he dabs me. Then he scores 2 and beats me 5-3, and each time he would just run and shush and dab. And I'm like, why do I have privacy mode on, so I don't see, people can't send me messages, because people, yet again, people, they were doing the thing where someone would just spam me. Like they bought a PS4 thing. I don't know if you buy it, or they had something where it just created a ton of accounts and they just kept spamming me with messages during the middle of a weekend league game. It might have been because someone was watching me on stream, or it might have been my opponent. But either way, I was like, why? This is my face to all these, this is my reaction to all these things, which they're just annoying. Like they're basically a mosquito. Their just purpose is to annoy. This is why I'm just like, why? There's so many other things in life, and this is what you do? It's just annoying. Can you not be annoying? Can we have a pact around the world that you can't be annoying? I was listening to the Ryan Higa podcast, Off the Pill. Podcasting is so weird because it's become this thing. Wait, what? Oh, I thought this had expired January 2020. I'm like, does water expire? I need to Google that. And he was talking about like this is the main feature, a theme, if you will, of podcasts. People will point out the fact that, well, I forgot what I was talking about. We're so quirky. And every time I hear it, I'm like, oh, I didn't even realize. I was just listening to a conversation. I didn't realize there had to be a point. But then when you actually sit down and do it yourself, you want to stay on track. Otherwise, you just keep bouncing all around the place, and you feel like there's no real reason to anything you're saying. I feel like I'm writing. When I was in high school and college, I'm not a bad writer, but I kind of didn't enjoy writing. And it's because I would do things like this. Like if this grade, if this speech, whatever I'm doing right now, if this rant was a thesis or like an essay, there would be no thesis to it. The thesis is supposed to be like what the whole paper is about. This was supposed to be, I guess you would say, the title, which was Weekend League, FIFA Can't Be Competitive, or something along those lines. But I talked about the Weekend League for a good portion, but there would also be a random sentence in there about, yeah, I bought shoes today. And then that's just like, that's the one sentence. And nothing in between or before or after. Nothing surrounding that sentence had anything to do with the fact that I bought shoes. I'm going to talk about the fact that I bought shoes now. I bought some running shoes because I've been doing more running, but I hate running. So I also have really stupid feet. If you guys could see my feet, people always say in the chat, oh no, I didn't. Okay, this is how we're going to do this podcast. It went out of focus, so we're going to, just rub it. No, okay. That would sound weird if someone just walked in on that and you looked at the screen and it was just a black camera. So my feet are, people are always like, show feet, and it's a meme. I get it, but my feet are so dumb. I would like to show you them, but I don't feel like lifting my foot up. They're basically like, they're just like a big rectangle or square almost. They're super wide. I'm not that tall, but my feet are very big for some reason. And whatever, maybe it means I have better balance. But the thing that annoys me is the fact that they're so flat. Like I have no arch at all. I overpronate to an abundant degree. This is like an arch. Maybe it goes like that. Maybe that's your arch if you're a normal foot guy. Mine is like that, and then it's a square. So I just have that. Like my foot is the same size as my sister's forearm, and it's flat like a forearm. Forearms are, yeah, whatever. So whenever I get shoes, I always have to find some specialized shoe. Luckily, I was able to find some Brooks, which work. I've used them before, but I wanted to get football football boots, soccer cleats. I don't get why people care about terminology. Why does it matter? If I said soccer cleats, most of you know what I'm saying. If I said football boots, some people would have no idea what I'm saying. Like, I get in Europe, you're supposed to say football. And in the United States, football's a different sport. But why? You don't use your feet. Haha. Get it, guys? The words have to make sense. Who cares? You guys, I'm going to just say soccer cleats because that's what I say. Does it matter? Who cares? I always stumble over these words. I'm like, oh no, but I got to worry about the audience because if I say football, then they'll think I'm a British poser. But if I say soccer, they'll mock me and call me names. I don't care. This is new LT, new year, new LT. New month. This is new month, new LT. But I wanted to get some boots, some cleats, because I have like Adidas size 12 shoes, but and I have orthotics, so like custom insoles to give me an arch so I don't run around and like break my feet. Because if I just run with no insole or anything, then it's okay for a little bit, but then after like 10 minutes, my knees hurt and my whole lower body feels stupid and I feel like a 55-year-old man. So the orthotics are nice, but then they make my foot too tight within the cleat itself. So it's like my feet get numb, and it's really annoying because I'm not a size 12, but I went up a size because I thought maybe that makes sense. The orthotic is going to take up room. So I went to the sporting goods store today, also known as Dick's Sporting Goods, and they had Copa Mundials, which are the kangaroo leather cleats, and I looked online and they were the #1 thing for wide feet, and I thought, okay, cool, I'll try them on. And so I brought my orthotics with me and I put them in, and it just like it didn't feel good at all. It felt even worse than what I have now. So can I have someone else's foot? Can one of you guys give me your feet? Like, I just want not such brick feet. They're just wide. They're like 2E or whatever it is. Is it 2EE? I don't even know. I didn't even know that was a thing. The width is so big that it has to be the biggest width possible. Sometimes at this store called Marshall's, they sell giant shoes. Like, they would sell size 19 basketball shoes and they would only be $20. And I thought, that would be so weird. Who would size 19 feet shops at Marshall's? Like, Marshall's is just like a hand-me-down store almost. Or like they have extra stock and they're like, well, I don't know what to do with this. Let's give it to Marshall's. And Marshall's like, oh, heck yes, we'll take it and pretend it's good. Guys, brand new polo, $20. Oh my gosh. And so what giant man would be at Marshall's and be like, well, I've gone to all the other shoe stores and I couldn't find any shoes, but now I will go to Marshall's because that is where you go to find your size 19 shoes. Why is that there? But I always want to get into running, and now is going to be the time. This is now. I tried to keep up with my cross country friend when we were running at lunch, and I ran one lap and then I was like, I thought I was going to pass out. But the thing is, I think I'm not really in bad shape except aerobically, because I would recover very quickly. And it's not like I just never run. I will go and do what I call Gareth Bales, where I take the soccer ball and I'll kick it far and I'll chase it down and just run up and down the pitch. It's not a full-size pitch, but it's probably like half. So it's a pretty far distance, and I do maybe 10 or so sprints, and along with other stuff. So it's not like I just do that and I'm like, okay, time's up. But just running consistently, I could not do it. I hate that helpless feeling. That's like the feeling I get when I play FIFA. It's this feeling of like, well, I guess I can't do anything else. But then when you think about it, I know I could do more. I was watching a Mike Boyd, is that his name? Mike Boyd? Learn Fast, or what is it? Learn Quick. That's actually the best YouTube channel aside from with the guy in Australia who just like builds things. Primitive Technology. Primitive Technology, if you haven't done that, please check out that channel, because that is the best channel I've ever seen. That channel is so good. He doesn't even say anything, and he's more interesting than all of my videos combined. But Mike Boyd, he learns how to do things in like however long it takes, but it's so interesting to see him. The learning process is always interesting for me. That's part of the reason why I'll keep bringing things back to FIFA, but part of the reason why I don't really like FIFA as a competitive game, because I don't think you can learn how to play it. There's just so much random input into the game that you're not learning how to play the game or how to be good at it. You're just learning how to exploit random things and try to like increase the chance of your success through luck. But it's not actually to a point where you're like, yeah, if I do this and this, then I know X is going to happen. You're like, if I do this and this, the probability is going to increase slightly, and I have good players, so that probability increases even further. I've been playing a lot of chess. Damn it, what am I was supposed to talk about Mike Boyd. Is that even his name? I should know his name, because if I'm going to shout out a channel with all the pull that I have, you know, because I've got so much, I'm big influencer boy. I should be naming them correctly. But he mentioned in a video from like a week ago, maybe, that he understood that he had been operating in a level where he was like pretty comfortable to maybe a very small amount of uncomfort when he was trying to learn things. Specifically, what he was doing was muscle ups. And he realized that to really improve at a faster rate, to learn something, you have to move from slightly uncomfortable to kind of comfortable to a different area of uncomfort. Just get out of your comfort zone, essentially, is what he understood. And that makes sense when people are saying like, get out of your comfort zone and go meet people. But what he was really referencing was the fact that get out of your comfort zone equates more to you learn how to do things and you learn to adapt. And I don't know if I've never done that with running. Like the fastest I ever ran a mile was 7 minutes, 15 seconds. I think my junior year of high school, or maybe junior, I think it was. And I've never been the guy to run, but I bet if I had a friend who, he was a bigger guy, and all he did, because he wanted to run a faster mile, he was running around the same pace I was, maybe this is like 7:45, maybe 7:30 for a mile. So we're not fast at all. We're very slow. Then he just decided that he wanted to run a fast mile. So I didn't see him train, but he would like run every day, and he would run a lot. And then he was running a 6-minute mile, like a 5:30 mile. I was like, what? Where did that come from? And then I was like, yeah, I just kept running. And I think I need to, after this podcast, I'm going to go run. I have the new shoes. I have the headphones. I always make excuses though. Like I'm always worried like, well, I don't want to run too much because my feet will hurt. And looking at my future, is the effort really worth it? Because I mean, I stop and then whatever. I always think I'm afraid of commitment. That's what it is. Yeah. I figured it out. Oh, by the way, this podcast is really just a therapy. It's just a time for me to think. These are all the thoughts that get stuck in my head. I usually do it weekly, but sometimes like this one has been building up for about 3 weeks. That's why I've been especially all over the place. Usually I'm like kind of all over the place, but right now I'm thinking about this water, which is purple and pink, that I want to drink. I'm thinking about how I've been rambling for 30 minutes. I'm thinking about how the camera keeps going in and out of focus. I'm thinking about how I need to go run. And so it's probably one of the, I don't know if these podcasts are more interesting though. I always ask myself if the podcast where I ramble is more interesting than the podcast where it's structured, because the structured ones, you kind of like, yeah, it makes more sense and it would be a better graded essay, but it's almost more boring. If you're going to do a podcast by yourself, you have to figure out how to keep them entertained. I'm talking like I'm a podcast expert. Yeah, in my years of podcasting, and by years I mean like 4 months, 4 on and off months, I've learned a few things because I got out of my comfort zone. Am I right? That's called a callback. Yeah, it's been 30 minutes. I've been rambling pretty well. I don't know. Should these go on the main channel? Is this good? I need to do more. Why do I like not do more? Why do I not make videos that I want to make? I always play FIFA and Weekend League, and then I get bored, and like it's just a continuous loop. FIFA only had, I looked at it 30 minutes ago when I was watching that Megabit thing. They had 17,000 people watching FIFA on Twitch, compared to Apex Legends was 324,000, Fortnite was 200 something thousand. FIFA had 17,000 people. I guess part of it is no one's streaming it except for like pros, but it's like that's no one. There's no one watching that game. I don't know if there's any potential in FIFA. The thing is, I don't want to just abandon it because when I wake up, why did I say that? No, when I wake up, that's not true. But one of the things I think about most often in the day, like if I'm daydreaming, I think about how much I want to go play football. I want to go play soccer. And that's been a theme for like 5 years now. It's just something I want to do. What I think I should do and what I would like to do is live football videos, because I think that would interest people. But it's so hard to do. I get really anxious, I guess you could say. I get kind of social anxiety when I film in public. That's why I never film in public, because I think it's weird to have a camera. And I don't think anyone would ever do anything. Like, no one would ever come up to me like, hey, what are you doing? Filming a YouTube video? You idiot. I don't think that would ever happen, but for some reason I feel like it could. Or like, I don't know why. This doesn't make any sense. I have a place to film. Like, I have a pretty nice turf field. I sometimes will go at lunch and like take my, that's why I got the Samsung Galaxy, which has a good camera. Before this, I had some terrible phone that was like a $50 phone with terrible camera qualities. I can just put this on the ground and like record me doing a free kick, and then no one knows. Sometimes people will walk by and be watching me, and I can just like feel them looking at me. I don't know why. Why does this happen? I'm such a weird person. And the thing I like about the phone is you can't tell that I was filming like myself trying to shoot and score a free kick. It just looks like I had the phone on the ground. But if I had a DSLR camera, someone would be like, what the hell is this guy doing? Is he shooting a video? Someone, actually, when I was there once, this guy, I don't know if he was filming a commercial or something. He had like a group of 4 people and they were all filming him. I'm like, what is going on? It's so weird. And so I was watching them and I was like, I don't want to be in the position where I'm trying to do something and then someone's watching me. I don't know. I think that's just because I'm a little bit socially awkward, but that's beside the point. All right, this podcast, I usually go for 40-ish minutes. I'm going to cut it a little bit short just because it's going on the main channel. I don't know if you guys will like these. I'm going to try to have these every week or sometime. I don't know. If I do every week, though, sometimes I just talk about nothing, which maybe that's good. Maybe it's not. Hopefully I become more creative and have another video for you guys tomorrow. Thank you for joining. Don't forget to drop a like. I'll see you soon. Don't forget to spare pets.